After spending some weeks in the Indian Himalayas and exploring some unique places, I thought I had seen enough. But as I continued to travel throughout the country, there was still so much more left to explore. It was time to explore the ancient cities and the jungles of India. In total, I visited 4 major wildlife locations in India, starting with Jawai in Rajasthan. I've never ever seen such a unique landscape in any other place in India. Jawai has a 70% chance of spotting leopards in the wild, and so we set out to look for them. 2 hours into the safari, and we had already spotted our first leopard. A mother leopard with her cubs. We almost missed this family as they were blending into the background so perfectly. The mother leopard was trying to teach her cubs some hunting skills by going after some monkeys in the distance. And the monkeys were looking at her very nervously. However, the cubs seemed to be in a playful mood and seemed to take no interest in their mother's hunting lessons. And so the mother leopard decided to give up and just sat down by herself while the monkeys kept their distance. On day 2, we decided to return for a morning safari. After an extremely bumpy and painful ride, we spotted a leopard lurking in the bushes. The jungle made sure to announce his presence. When the leopard finally showed himself, some people would not stop flashing their mobile lights on the leopard. And so he got annoyed and made his way back into the bushes. The next national park that I visited was one of my personal favorites. Kaziranga National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. India is home to about 65% of the world's one-horned rhinos, and you can find plenty of them at Kaziranga.
And the rhinos crossing the road was so close to us. So cool.
On my very first safari, we came across this massive male rhino who put on quite a show. He would not stop pissing all over the ground.
Guys, look at how close the rhino. Oh.
The male rhino continued to take a piss, and the crowd was really enjoying the show. After emptying his bladder, he made his way back into the jungle. After an incredibly successful day 1 safari, I did not think it could have gotten any better. But on day 2, we spotted so many rhinos that at this point, I had lost count. But there was one encounter that was truly special. A male rhino had locked eyes with a female rhino across the road. The sexual tension in the air was very high. The male rhino made some noises to get the female's attention, but this did not impress the female at all. Instead, his actions scared her and she ran back into the jungle. And so the male stood there all by himself, trying his best not to cry. If you think Africa is the only place that you can find lions, then you have to visit Gir National Park. After spotting some animals that nobody cares about, we were lucky enough to come across 2 male lions resting under a tree. Visiting a national park at 3 in the afternoon is actually a mistake, as these giant cats are always asleep during the day. And so I decided to return in the morning to watch these animals in action. And I was not disappointed. An entire family. The male seemed to be alerting them about something, and the female was curious. After spending some time with his family, we decided to leave them alone. And finally, I decided to save the best place for last. It was time to spot the king of the jungle. It is said that in the wild, a tiger spots you at least 10 times before you can spot it even once. And so I crossed my fingers and set out on a quest to spot some tigers. A few hours into the safari, and our driver spotted some fresh tiger footprints. This was a very good sign. The animals of the jungle started to go crazy as well. It was clear that there is a tiger nearby. After 2 unsuccessful safaris, I hit a jackpot. As the entire family walked back into the jungle, one tiger cub stayed back and was looking at us curiously. But eventually, he too made his way back into the jungle. I am going to remember this encounter for the rest of my life. After spending a few days in the jungles, it was time to explore the ancient architecture of India. Imagine a city rising out of the desert, completely golden. No rivers, no greenery, just pure sand. In spite of all these geographical challenges, this city survived for more than 800 years. Welcome to Jaisalmer. I spent so many days in India, and Jaisalmer is easily one of my favorite cities. What makes this city so special is that it was built in 1156 AD and the architecture stands out to this date. One of the city's main attractions is the Patwon Ki Haveli, built by the king for his 5 sons. This palace was built over 200 years ago and every inch was carved by hand, making it a true piece of art. The palace is equally impressive from the inside as it is from the outside. Jaisalmer also has a fort that overlooks the entire city. This fort was built 800 years ago and more than 5,000 residents are still living inside, making it a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Sadly, the people living here, seem to do not care of how impressive their home is and are taking it for granted. After exploring the lanes of the Golden City, I arrived at Thar Desert, the desert on which this city is built. The sheer scale of the dunes of the desert made me realize how insignificant I was. Visiting any desert calls for a mandatory camel ride, and so we decided to explore the desert on camels. Riding a camel is really fun and all, but if you're a guy, it can be painful, so you have to be careful. India has some pretty impressive cities with amazing architecture, but there is one city in particular which was the source of inspiration of the Alabasta arc in the famous anime One Piece. The fort of this city was also featured in Christopher Nolan's Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. Welcome to Jodhpur, the Blue City. The city of Jodhpur has some impressive architecture, but there was one place that I will remember forever: the Bhandavgarh Fort. This fort is built at a staggering height of 400 feet above the city in 1459 by Rao Jodha, the founder of Jodhpur. I explored so many palaces and forts in India, but this is probably my favorite one. The fort may look tough and scary from the outside, but the interiors are the complete opposite, giving it a completely different vibe. Each room was personally planned by the king and was used for different royal purposes, from private meetings to grand celebrations. After exploring the entire fort, I realized why Christopher Nolan chose this exact fort out of all the possible places in India. I found the exact well that was used in the movie and tried my best to recreate the iconic scene. After exploring the lanes of the Blue City, I decided it was a time for change in colors. And so I visited India's Pink City. Jaipur was founded in 1727 and was considered a very modern city for its time. Today this city is declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Jaipur's main attraction is the Hawa Mahal, a palace which has 953 windows. This palace was constructed in 1799, making it a true architectural marvel. When speaking of architectural marvels, you cannot miss out on Jal Mahal. This palace was constructed in 750, and as the name suggests, it is literally a palace built on water. A trip to Jaipur is incomplete without visiting the iconic Amber Fort. This fort is known as the Golden Fortress of Rajasthan and is not just a palace. It is a statement of ambition and architectural brilliance. The fort is home to the Sheesh Mahal, a palace made of thousands of tiny mirrors embedded in marble. People constructed this back in the day without Pinterest or without social media, making it a true piece of art. As I continued exploring the fort, the architecture just kept on getting better and better. The view from the fort is also amazing, and it just goes to show how the kings and queens back in the day did not hold back when it comes to luxury. Now obviously, a video on India is incomplete without visiting the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal was constructed in the year 1631 by Shah Jahan in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Over 20,000 people were involved in the construction of this monument. Some people say that the Mughal emperor chopped off all the hands of the people involved in the making of this monument so that they can never contribute to building something similar. However, there is no evidence to support this belief, and it is probably a rumor. Many people say that this structure was built way ahead of its time, and in today's world, the Taj Mahal is not only a UNESCO World Heritage Site but also a wonder of the world.
Man, I didn't realize Mughal architecture is so beautiful. I'm 23 years old, born and raised in India, and I don't know why I've waited for so long to visit this place. It's truly a piece of art and a place that you have to visit at least once in your life.
But there is much more to Mughal architecture than the Taj Mahal. This is one of India's most important Mughal monuments, Humayun's tomb. This tomb was built in the year 1556 and was actually the source of inspiration of the Taj Mahal. Humayun died a tragic death after falling down the stairs of a library, but he left behind one of his greatest legacies, his son Akbar. India is also home to Akbar's tomb. Akbar was the greatest Mughal ruler of all time and is considered as one of the greatest rulers of the world. He became an emperor at the age of 13 and started winning battles at the age of 14. Unlike other Mughal tombs, his tomb is a mixture of Islamic, Hindu, Persian, and Buddhist architectural elements, showing that Akbar loved reading about all religions. Akbar also constructed Fatehpur Sikri, which served as the capital of the Mughal Empire. This city has a massive entrance, the Buland Darwaza. This magnificent structure stands at a height of 177 feet above ground level, making it as one of the tallest gateways in the world. Clearly, the Mughals did not hold back when it came to architectural brilliance. Yes, the world is filled with beautiful monuments, but when it comes to the diversity and variety in architecture, India definitely ranks on top.